Morning guys, welcome to the tractor. Welcome to Ruth Farms. My name's Luke. It's Monday, June 23rd. As y'all can see, I got my Mackenzie planter here behind us, and we're planting some double crop soybeans today. It's going to be an extremely hot week here in North Carolina, so hopefully I'm making the right decision. We got plenty of moisture right now, but after 3 or 4 days of 97 plus degree days, I don't know how much, if any, we're going to have, but I'd rather go ahead and get them out, give them a shot. If we can get them up and going, you know, we're going to be better off. The earlier we get these beans out, we'll have a lot more likelihood, chance of getting higher yields. So it's June 23rd. This is some of my earliest planted double crop beans I've ever had. So if we can catch the weather, I've got some good hope that we might have us a decent crop here, I hope. How's everybody else's spring went? How's your corn and your beans doing? How's your if you had winter wheat, how's that doing? You got your double crop beans planted yet? Overall, I'm pretty tickled with our wheat yields. I still haven't got everything kind of figured up yet, but we're going to be somewhere in that mid 80s to 90s range. I believe overall between all 40 acres we had. And I'm not too upset with that. I think that's pretty good considering the year we had, especially as wet as we've been. Up till this past week, I mean, we've just been getting rain after rain after rain. And, you know, of course, now that the corn is almost tasseling, we've actually got a little corn starting to tassel. Of course, now it's going to turn off where we may not get any rain, and it's going to turn off hot and dry. But I guess that's just part of the tango you go with. You know, we had a good growing season up until now, and we'll see what happens. But there's still a lot of folks here in my neighborhood, this area that I farm in, that have planted very little, or if any. You know, there's still several guys like that. There's still a lot of crops to be planted, just like I suspect a lot of the East Coast is right now. It's just been really wet, and I guess it is what it is. We got to take what we get when we get it. But I was blessed. We had a good wheat crop. We're still working on finishing up straw here. I know y'all probably can't see it, but we do have some equipment still sitting over there in that field. But I thought this morning I'd go ahead and get out here and try to get this field here planted while we still had some moisture. Hopefully enough to get these soybeans germinated and coming up out of the ground. And then hopefully we can catch a couple of timely rains to get them up and growing good. But our International 986, as y'all seen in the past videos, is sitting over there. It actually broke down on Coleman the last day we were using it. We still got about 8 or 9 acres of straw to bale, but he had some type of mishap with the baler, idled the tractor down so he could get out, and the tractor revved up real high real quick, and then it shut off, and now it won't crank back. So all the research we've done is there's something inside the injection pump that has went bad or stuck or something. So we got to get that disconnected from the baler and take it to the injection pump shop, or get the injection pump off and take the pump to the shop. And yeah, it's always something, seems like. It's the beauties of running old equipment, I reckon, having to fix it all the time. But you know, we can't afford $200,000 tractors, and they break too. So here we are in our old junk, making a profit, I hope. So this will be my first year ever planting double crop soybeans. I mean, we've always raised double crop soybeans, but typically in the past we have used our John Deere grain drill, and we've drilled them. This year we're going to plant them with our Mackenzie planter on 15-inch rows. I know for a fact I'll be able to get the seed in the ground a lot better with this planter than I will the drill. With our row cleaners, they'll push all the extra straw out of the way and whatnot. But also, this thing is a lot more precise as far as how accurate it places the seeds. a John Deere grain drill is pretty much a controlled spill, and I've never really been happy with the way they do. But you know, we've always had a good stand for the most part, and you know, it always comes up good. But our John Deere grain drill is a 10-foot model, and with this planter, we're planting 15 foot at a time, so we're covering, you know, 50% more ground with this one. And so that's what we bought the planter for. We're going to try it out. I may or may not like planting double crop beans. We'll find out. It's going to take a little bit longer for the beans to canopy, which really isn't the greatest thing in the world this time of year, just because we're typically not getting as many rain showers and things like that. But hopefully the good Lord's going to bless us and give us exactly what we need, and hopefully we'll have a good start on these beans, and hopefully they can jump on up and get canopied and get shaded out, where we'll kind of keep the weeds from coming and hold some moisture in the ground as well. This is a Norfolk King, an NK. It's a 5.4 Extend Flex variety. We had good luck with it last year, and it's a pretty good tall bushy bean, so if we can get it coming out of the ground, it ought to really hopefully take off and get to canopy pretty fast. Like I said, as long as we get that rain, we got plenty of sunshine and heat now, so it'll make them come on. Well guys, the International 986 here, it's let us down. Coleman was bailing with it. He stopped to idle it down to fix a issue with the accumulator. It revved up real high, then cut off, and now it won't crank. From everything we've looked, and he's talked to some people, sounds like the governor rod or the governor shaft or something inside the injection pump has broke or something along those lines. So we're gonna have to get the injection pump pulled off and either get somebody to rebuild it or buy a rebuilt one or something. Anyway, we don't have time at the moment, so we got to get it unhooked from the Massey Ferguson baler, and we're gonna pull it on his trailer and get it to my shop. That way, one of these days when we get some time, we can get it repaired. We're gonna hook it probably to the 806, which is right over there on the other side. That way we don't have to unhook the planter from the 4250. But Coleman's got everything unhooked here, I think minus the PTO shaft, and we're gonna winch her up on Coleman's trailer. Here goes the slowest, hottest ride of the year. It is hot out here today, y'all guys. It's like 100, I think, nearly. And inside this hot cab, it's probably twice that. At least it feels like twice that. Yeah. The red tractor let us down. Let's hope the other red one don't. We already had to get the tire fixed on this tractor. We put a new alternator on it. And now we're going to spend a bunch on the injection pump. We'll have more money in this tractor than we're going to make off the daggum straw. I don't know if y'all can hear that winch, but it is begging for mercy. Oh, she don't like this. We just about made it. Just about made it. If the tire will ever crest over, we'll be good to go. Why is it gonna snap? If it does snap, whatever he's talking about, we've got it on camera. She's loaded. You gotta make the 2-mile ride home. What do y'all think of Coleman's new truck here? He just bought it over the weekend. I think he said it's a 2011 F350 6.7 power stroke. Got a flatbed on it. We're gonna put her to the test today. I like it though. I think my next truck will probably be a Ford. I really like their how big they are and everything. Got a lot bigger cab and everything. Never thought I'd want a Ford, but I think that's probably what I'll buy next. take this old girl home and get that one hooked to that. Someone's gonna do some sweating on that old sucker. I would open up the windows of this truck so that y'all could get a little better view, but it's so hot I don't want to let this air condition out. I'm gonna follow Coleman. My house is just like right through the woods back here, but we don't really have a good enough trail to take a truck and a trailer with, especially with a tractor through it. So we got about a 2 or 3 mile ride here on the road. I'm gonna follow behind him just in case the chain gets loose or something. We chain the back and then use the winch on the front. We typically would chain, you know, both sides, but then we're only going just a little ways. It's in park, so chances are it wouldn't go anywhere anyway. Don't want to take a chance on it. Most of this field here, we've got all the straw up on other than where he was at. We got about 3 or 4 acre patch over here to my right. And then if y'all can see that field back there in the background where you can see the stripes, I planted that one this morning, so it's got double crop soybeans in it. Hopefully they'll come up. It's hot and we got plenty of moisture right now, but slicing that ground open with the discs and stuff, it can dry out pretty quick. And hopefully the beans will get out of the ground and we'll catch us a timely rain to help get them going. Well, the Ford made it the couple mile trip home. We're just gonna unload it somewhere over here next to our semi dump trailer and these parts Bobcats until we get some time to work on it. Chances are we're gonna have to either order a pump or send this one off or something. So if any of y'all have any recommendations on a pump or pump builder or something, let us know. It's always something on the farm, I'll tell y'all what. You get to a point you think you're doing all right and you're gonna have a little money and shit, all gone. But it's 130 degrees in this cab. Just about off. No go. It ain't gonna crank. Well, that's where she'll sit until we get some time to mess with it. Coleman just got everything working good on it. New alternator. Got the fan box in there wired in so that the baler's fan will work. Oh well, maybe next year. Alright guys, we just made our first round here on our little oat patch. Just trying to get everything kind of set in stone, see how everything's going to work. Get the combine somewhat dialed in. I have never raised any oats before, and they were looking really, really good, and they've about laid flat now, as y'all can tell. We use a little bit of oats here on the farm, feeding the sheep and whatnot, and I got a couple neighbors that might buy a little bit, and then I've had some people ask about oats in the past, like when they buy wheat or corn from us, so I thought, why not? Let's try them and give them a shot. Let's see what they'll do. Not really exactly sure where we're gonna put these oats, because we don't really have an extra bin for them, but we'll figure something out, I reckon. But I don't know how accurate this yield monitor is, because I've never cut oats with it, period. But you know, we'll figure it up once we get done here and see how much they make. But according to the yield monitor, they're doing pretty decent. I was kind of hoping for a little higher, but this is our first pass, and like I said, we've never raised any before, so I don't know what I'm doing exactly, but I treated it kind of like my wheat, pretty much exactly like my wheat, and we'll just see what happens. So we don't need many. I don't have any contracts or anything like that, but I did have a couple neighbors that wanted a little bit, and we used to raise a bunch for hay. We plant oats because they get really, really tall, and you get a lot of tonnage out of them. We haven't really planted any lately because we've been mostly doing, you know, grass hay, where we don't have to plant it. But this way, if we decide to go back and reseed some of our hay pastures this year, hay patches or our pastures, whatever, we've got some oats we can throw in with it. We like using it as a cover in with fescue and stuff. But they're pretty much flat on this edge. I think I pushed them a little hard, but it is what it is. It'll be all right for what we're gonna do with it, I think, anyway. But anyway, just wanted to kind of show you guys what our oat field is doing. I'm dying in here. Like I said back in the wheat harvest videos, the air conditioning ain't working in this thing, and it's 100 degrees outside today. It's miserable, but I do have my Milwaukee fan down there in the floorboard. It's blowing hot air on me, keeping me from completely dying. But it could definitely be a lot better in here, needless to say. Well, y'all, we've pretty much got us a full load here, and that's pretty much gonna be all the oats for the year. I got it pretty clean by the end. Got about 3 or 4 acre patch here. I got me a full combine load, and I put I'm not sure how many bushels in a buddy of mine's grain wagon. He wanted some. Put these in the grain wagon. I got about 2 more passes and I'll be done. Who thinks the old Kubota can pull a loaded wagon? I'll leave your guesses down in the comments. It is hot out here though. Y'all look at my beans there in the background. They're looking pretty good, ain't they? Y'all can just barely see it over here. You can tell the stripes in it. It's got a seed trial plot there. Norfolk King variety soybean plots, Enlist and the Extend Flex bean plots. I think we got 12 different varieties there. I'll show you all of them sometime closer to when it's time to harvest them, kind of show you the differences in them. Got everywhere from a low 4 to a high 5. She's dead. Says she's dead. So we're over here on our last field of winter wheat. It's our straw. Coleman is on the 806 over there baling it. This little field we're in is about 3 acres, and the way I had to cut it for our wheat countryside trial plots, I had to cut it the short way. So we got lots of these little bitty small windrows. So instead of him having to go down each individual windrow and turn so much, I'm taking every 2 windrows and joining them with our New Holland side delivery hay rake. That way he's baling 2 rows instead of 1. And see him over there on the 806 with our baler set up there. It takes a pretty good amount of room to turn that thing around, unless he's got to turn the batter, especially on these little bitty short rows like this. It's a beautiful sunset this evening, and it's finally cooled off a little bit, but it's not absolutely miserable out here. As soon as I get this rake done, he's already baled, I don't know, probably a couple hundred bales out there in that field. I'm gonna go ahead and get them up, and then I'll come over here and get started. We've been concentrating on this last week or so on our wheat, and getting our wheat cut, our wheat straw baled and everything. That we've fallen way behind in my electrical business, so we've got a lot of work getting caught up on. And then next week is the Southeast Old Threshers reunion. We got my 2 grandpas there watching us. My dad's around here somewhere. Coleman's getting her baled, and I'm getting her raked. I'll be glad once we get this finished up and get us a little bit of a break. It's hard going sitting out here in this hot sun all the time. Combine with the air conditioning not working, I don't get much relief. If anything, it's worse. But we'll catch up with you guys once we're doing something different. As you guys can see here, our shed here is full, as well as our barn over here. I'm filming this here about a month after harvest, just now finishing up editing all of our wheat harvest videos. I want to tell everyone thanks for watching them. Appreciate all the comments and all the support. Just going to go over a little statistics here. These numbers aren't 100% exact, they're close. We weighed most of the loads of wheat, so we pretty much have an idea of what is in the bin. As we haul it off, you know, we'll get our actual permanent numbers. But we harvested right at 3,100 bushels of wheat. We had about between 400 and 500 bushels of oats. And then we ended up with about 3,300 bales of straw, just give or take there. That wheat number, the 3,100 bushels, that was off of about 35 acres. So y'all do the math there. I think that's in the upper 80s all across, which I'm pretty tickled with. I was hoping we might could get 100, but we definitely had some very strong wheat yields and pretty much all the way across the board. Our oats did decent. I never weighed those, so I'm just guessing between combine loads and you know what I know. I'm gonna say around 400 to 500 bushels. But they did pretty good as well. And like I said, we got 3,300 bales of straw, give or take. So between what we made off the wheat and then the straw, and then hopefully what we're gonna make off these double crop soybeans, if they turn out and do good, hopefully we're gonna have a really good profit on about 40 acres overall. And but yeah, sheds are loaded. We should start selling this straw. I got a guy that buys most of, if not all of our straw. And usually he starts about September, October, and they'll bring van trailers down here and load them. And then he'll use them for his landscaping business, as well as they have a little retail shop. And I'll sell a few bales here and there to the public, but for the most part, these bales will go to him. But the Massey Ferguson baler, the accumulator done a pretty good job overall. I want to address a couple things, a couple comments I've had now. As far as the accumulator goes,
I joined a coon group on Facebook, which if any of you guys have a coon accumulator, I recommend joining it, because chances are if you've had a problem, somebody else has had one. And apparently that particular model that I got, the AF10, quite a few people had issues with them in straw this year. I think a lot of it was due to the straw being lighter weight, so they don't have that you know, force coming down, as well as we've been so wet, the straw being a little moist and whatnot, it just didn't slide quite as good. Multiple people have told me to put like graphite paint and stuff like that on it, which I'm sure that'll probably fix their issue. We'll know for next year what to do. But for now, everything is in the barn. We still need to get our combine and everything cleaned up. But the John Deere 9500 done good. Our baler and everything done good. The combine, obviously, we still got to fix the air condition. I pulled it in the shed and I haven't touched it since. But we'll get to it here within the next month or two before we get into corn harvest. But we got a bunch of straw in these two sheds, and I'm really hoping to maybe build another shed. I would love to this year. Don't know if where it'll happen or not. I'm sure most of you guys are aware of kind of the ag economy. You know, corn and bean prices aren't that great. So we'll just have to see how the cards fall. We got some stuff to get paid off, but as soon as we get the money too, I'm planning on building a shed, and I would love to build a grain bin or two. But we'll touch on that in a later video. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank y'all for watching and sticking through with us to the end of harvest. We'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all have a good one. God bless.